lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices.
Implant in your brain. It's like a sci-fi movie.
Microchip in your brain. And of course, they don't tell you about the back door on the microchip, where they can control your mind, potentially.
The real agenda is that once you get a microchip inside you, they can access that chip and manipulate you mentally, emotionally, and physically. They can make you aggressive, they can make you docile, they can make you think things that you think are your thoughts, but actually they're not, because they've been put in. Because what is a thought? A thought, on one level, is an electrical signal. Well, they can access that through the brain, through the dish.
In the 1960s, Professor Jose Delgado took a normally hostile bull and implanted electrodes into its brain. Electrodes that could be activated by a radio transmitter. His objective was to see if stimulation of the bull's midbrain could short-circuit the rage signals, stopping the bull before it reached the matador. The button was pressed. The bull's aggression ceased instantly.
If electrodes implanted in animals are possible, can we implant electrodes in the human brain?
Imagine what happens when they get access to your brain waves and are able to manipulate that and stimulate that for what they want to encourage and what they want to discourage.
You all will have implants.
This is the mark of the beast.
But the next step was this active, which they've tested out for many years. Implanted in the brain.
In the brain?
In the brain.
We're barely prepared for microchips in the arm and don't want it.
Yeah.
But in terms of in the brain, that's so beyond chilling that it's almost incomprehensible.
He said when this is working and everyone has it, he said there'll be no more individuality and no ability for the person to even perceive of themselves as a distinct, separate individual. He said you'll hear people's whispers of their thoughts going through your mind back to the central computers, and from the computers back to the people, a constant buzz in your head of thoughts. It says, but it will be impossible for a person to even begin to think of themselves as a distinct, separate entity.
Brain-machine interfaces, a technology that marks the beginnings of a new kind of man, the cyborg, the robot man. Neuro-robotic technology can be applied in different directions. The brain controlling the machine, or, inversely, the machine controlling the brain.
So we're just going to go through each one of these arms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's do all of those. I'll just do it.
But a third option is also possible. One brain controlling another brain via the interface. How does this work in the case of a robot rat? All you need, in fact, are 3 well-positioned electrodes. Two electrodes in the sensory cortex of the rat send stimuli to the zones connected to its whiskers. When the rat follows the signal sent to its left side and turns in that direction, it is rewarded with a discharge into its pleasure zone. This discharge produces a flow of dopamine providing instant pleasure. This zone is also called the brain's reward center. We possess a reward center too, just like the rat. In the process of creating a cyborg, this is square one. If we send a stimulus to the zone related to the hand, we create a sensation in that area. In the same way, via the motor cortex, we can provoke an involuntary movement.
We're going to be robots. We're going to be cyber people.